If I told you there is a place where neither God nor the devil accept the presence of a single soul, would you believe me? A forgotten territory existing before hell itself, a space where those rejected by both realms, heaven and hell, reside. Dante Alighieri, the Italian writer of the 14th century, described this place with disturbing detail in his book Dante's Inferno, yet few ever understood its true meaning. Today, you're going to discover what really happens to the souls that belong to no side. Prepare yourself, because only here on the Hidden Warning channel, you will access a reality where shocking truths will be revealed. And I guarantee you will never be the same again. The Journey of Dante is one of the most impactful works ever written. He crossed what we call hell and returned to reveal what he saw. Dante didn't just write a story. He created a complete vision of the afterlife that influenced cultures, religions, and the human imagination for centuries. But there is a part of this journey that almost no one talks about, a place that comes before any divine punishment or eternal damnation. A realm that belongs neither to heaven nor to hell nor to purgatory. A territory reserved for those who in life never chose. Dante called them the neutral souls, but what does that really mean? According to him, these souls wander forever, invisible to the memory of the world, without honor, without record, without any recognizable identity. And the most shocking part, they are not accepted by God or by the devil, not because they committed great sins, but because they were empty, invisible before life itself. They were indifferent. When the world demanded a choice, they simply looked away. Imagine that. Not a sinner, not a saint, but someone who passed through life without committing to anything, without leaving a mark, without taking a side. Indifference becomes the punishment itself, an absence so deep, so absolute, that it may be far more terrifying than any other torment. When Dante arrived at the gates of hell, guided by Virgil, the Roman poet who symbolizes reason and knowledge, he did not enter directly. Before crossing the portal that leads to the 9 circles of eternal condemnation, he came upon something unexpected, called the Vestibule of Hell, or anti-hell, a space that no human being expects to encounter, where neutrality receives a terrifying punishment. And what was that environment like? What was that punishment? Pay close attention, for what I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes is disturbing. You've never seen anything like it. Everything was gray, muddy, and repulsive, filled with agony and abandonment. The environment was filthy. Currents of wind stirred dust and particles of dirt through the air. And one striking detail, the atmosphere was completely dark and suffocating. There was not a single flicker of light. Dante, as he looked more closely at the ground, noticed something terrifying. There was blood. Horrified, he searched for answers, and as he approached those people, he understood why. They were being stung endlessly by wasps and flies. Dante was astonished before the scene. Shock overtook him as his eyes wandered through that macabre landscape. In front of him, people wept intensely, their tears flowing without end, reflecting an absolute despair. Every sob, every moan seemed to echo through the space, revealing such an overwhelming anguish that Dante could barely breathe. Their gaze was pure torment, a mixture of fear, pain, and helplessness, making it clear that their suffering was endless and inescapable. All the accounts told so far are impressive, but you won't believe this, it's not over yet. There was something more to the punishment, something cruel, directly connected to the behavior of those people in life. Prepare yourself, for what I'm about to reveal is intriguing. As if that weren't enough, their punishment was to run eternally after a flag, a hollow flag that represents nothing, defends nothing, symbolizes nothing. Exactly as they were in life, they ran without rest, exhausted, every step reinforcing the futility of their past actions. Every glance toward the flag brought only frustration, reminding them that everything they did in life was empty and without purpose. The despair in their eyes revealed the bitter reality. There was no redemption, no relief, only the endless weight of their useless choices. Nothing in that space offered comfort or hope. It was merely the perpetuation of suffering that mirrored the indifference of their lives. And that was the most terrifying thing of all. Dante, shocked and perplexed as he observed this form of punishment, asked Virgil, "Who are these souls?" Virgil replied, "This is the fate of the wretched souls, those who lived without ever deserving either praise or blame." Dante paused for a moment in reflection, and Virgil continued, "God rejected them from heaven, and hell also cast them out." Here, Virgil teaches us that neutrality is not a state of innocence, but of abandonment. Dante seemed to realize something he had never understood before: the gravity of indifference, the silent weight of neutrality in life. He saw that it was not merely a lack of courage or action, but a choice that, though imperceptible in everyday life, carried with it a deep torment. Indifference turned into eternal suffering, and neutrality became an unbearable burden, condemning those souls to an endless punishment. It is easy to imagine that you, just like Dante, would be astonished by such a scene. We rarely think that neutrality could have such severe consequences, that indifference could result in such an implacable punishment. It is hard to imagine that simple omission, the absence of choice, could become an eternal and inexorable torment. But at the same time, it forces us to face an uncomfortable truth that often goes unnoticed in life. Perhaps this is the message we need to reflect upon: that indifference, the absence of decision, can carry a devastating weight, capable of turning apathy into absolute torment. And it is also disturbing to imagine that hell itself rejected them. These souls belong nowhere. They have no refuge, no comfort. They are trapped in meaningless torment, running eternally after an empty flag, because in life they chased nothing. They had no causes, they had no purpose, they had no identity. And now, for eternity, they repeat the same pattern, running, never reaching anywhere, never achieving anything, never being anything. And all the while they were devoured by insects. Their substance, their blood, their tears fed the worms. Because in life they wasted their substance, they wasted their time, they wasted their existence, feeding nothingness. We are reaching Dante's final moments in the vestibule of hell. If you have followed this journey so far, prepare yourself to discover what happened in Dante's last moments in that terrifying place. After witnessing the suffering of the neutral souls, Dante becomes deeply astonished and disturbed, unable to fully comprehend the horrific scene before him. Virgil guides him firmly,
explaining the reason for that punishment and urging him to move forward. Still shaken and reflecting on the gravity of indifference in life, Dante continues onward, leaving behind the vestibule of hell, a space of emptiness and absolute torment, and prepares to enter the circles of hell, where each sin meets its specific and relentless punishment. And it is impossible not to question ourselves, just as Dante did. How many times in our own lives have we avoided taking sides, hesitated between right and wrong, or simply remained indifferent? The punishment of these souls reminds us that neutrality, though often unnoticed in daily life, can have devastating consequences. It is a dark and profound warning about responsibility, awareness, and action. More than a metaphorical hell, it is a lesson about the invisible yet eternal weight of our choices. Today, on the Hidden Warning channel, you have entered a hidden, dark, and unsettling universe. And I will reveal something impactful to you. What Dante witnessed in the vestibule of hell is only the beginning. Here, we will descend through the 9 circles. We will explore each punishment. We will uncover every secret hidden in the depths of Dante's hell. You will not only discover, as never before, the secrets of heaven, purgatory, and hell from Dante's journey, but you will also understand that the Divine Comedy goes far beyond a literary work. It is a map of the human soul. It is a warning about the consequences of our choices, an invitation to confront uncomfortable truths about life and the responsibility carried by every decision. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, the soul is the greatest miracle in the world. And here, on the Hidden Warning, you will uncover truths that may change the destiny of yours.